You saw nothing. You didn't see the wrong opening intro. You didn't see a brief flash of my face as I turned the footage over very quickly. You saw nothing of the sort. I didn't forget that it's not the middle of the night. So you got a double intro for free. Enjoy. Anyway, happy Friday. It's the end of the week. Nice to see you. For the uninitiated, my name is Cennamo-Smith. That's a bit loud. There we go. Yeah, for the uninitiated, my name is Cennamo-Smith. I am an author of crime, fantasy, sci-fi and horror. I write books, I write novellas, I write short stories, I write a lot of things. They are all available for your reading pleasure at the various links in the description down below, all the ones scrolling across the bottom of your page, which is also where you can find me everywhere on the internet. Anyway, today's stream, what we're going to be doing, I'm actually going to push this button, and we should hear some relaxing music, some nice chill stuff. Normally, there would be something from Spotify playing, as there was throughout the entirety of our summer streams. However, there is a policy change, and now certain music played on a live stream is now causing the live stream to be taken off air. So we are taking this royalty-free track from YouTube itself and playing that. So it's got a bit of chill tavern music while we do some work. Right, what are we doing today? Today we are going to be doing a little bit of everything. For one, I was in the mood to do some drawing, but I do have something that needs finishing. The thing that needs to be finished is just a little animation that I've been rendering out. It was rendering pretty much the entirety of yesterday, so it's taken longer to render this than it did for me to actually make it, which is always fun when it comes to animation. So yeah, we're just going to be putting those last few scenes together because it requires a bit of compositing. As if you haven't seen it, I've started a new short series of animations, pardon me, which are following this little robot in the real world. So it's just a bit of silly fun and something to keep me animating again, because I enjoyed the animation side of the summer project. I just got overwhelmed with the amount of work that needed to be done. So in order to at least carry that on, we're going to be doing this. This won't take very long. I've got to put a couple more scenes in, see if it works. If it does, brilliant. If not, it's back to the animation drawing board to fix. But I'm not going to make you look through that, because that will be tedious and mostly sitting watching a render screen. So then what we're going to be doing is switching it up, because I was in the mood to draw something, and it's been a while since we've done a book cover, and so why not do a book cover is pretty much what I thought. Anyway, without further ado, this does not appear to have worked. There we go. That's better. Okay, yeah. Here we go. This is pretty much what we've got, and what we have over here is a much more peculiar scene. We've just got part of a robot, which is very peculiar. This is literally all I have left to do. Just want to see if this works. Let's just scale that bad boy up. That's not the right position, but that's about right. The edge of that animation is no. Can I get away? No, it's definitely going to be that one, but that edge is not quite right. So if I wanted to, I need to sharpen that edge, I think. Or maybe feather the edge a little bit. No. Let's turn that over. If you're going to be scratching against the desk, that's going to be irritating for everybody listening. Let's try blur. Anything happening? Oh, that's why I'm doing the wrong thing. Anything happening there at all? Not really, okay. Oh, that's a Gaussian blur. Why have I got two sets of blurs on this? Okay. Either way, what we do also need to do, because as you can see everything's overlapping there a bit, we need to get out our lovely pen tool on this reflection layer and just around the edge, most definitely draw just a little mask, just to make sure that he's not overstaying his welcome. mask. Can I feather the mask ever so slightly? That'll make it look a little. He's got a black outline around him. I need to find a way of. I don't like the black outline. So there must be a way of sharpening that up. Perhaps with some kind of sharpen. It's been a long time since I've done this. Ooh. I need to effectively offset everything just a little bit. If we maybe what we need is a threshold. Ooh, no, is that it right? Oh, generate, no, that's the wrong one, isn't it? I need stars, just threshold. Come here. There's the one there. There we go, threshold. Oops. $20, $30. Is that going to bring it in? $50, $180, $200, $300, $250, $225, $200. So 225, and then onto this one, add a Gaussian blur. See, learning all sorts of things today. If I just that is going to be good enough for rock and roll. Go. Let's give it a test, see how it looks. It's going to go very slowly. It's going to go very, very slowly indeed. But this is pretty much exactly what I wanted. Got the shadowing alright, everything's shaded around the feet. Highlights and reflections coming off him, that's good. Shadows right at the feet are where they should be. Walking back. Not paying attention. Wunderbar. Just a fun little short animation. Testing out compositing, and that happens a bit fast, isn't it? I think I might need to mess with the timing there a little bit, but that's for the main test of what's the time between there. If we put it on there, let's add, you know what, widescreen, let's project composition, new composition, big final, what was this going to be, 1920 by 1080, is that correct? That's 16 by 9, it is. 30, 15 seconds, yeah. I did that the wrong way around. It's 1080 by 1920. That's what we wanted, and now we're going to add widescreen into there, because this is for the purpose of reels. We're going to scale it down a little bit, because there we go. Nice. Blurry is fine right now. Here, do time, label time remapping. Let's add a keyframe right there. Add a keyframe right there, and move everything else forward. What? Oh, full screen would help. Let's go 2 frames. Let's do a quick test and see if that looks any better, and if it does, then we can move on to doing some sketching. Oh, how's everybody's week been? I've spent quite a lot of time making a tiny robot, or animating a tiny robot, and trying to work out how to do this effectively. And yes, for anyone curious, this is my bathroom. Currently. Click, click, click. Come on. The speed at which my computer processes imagery. I think something's gone wrong with the right leg now that I'm looking at it. The heel isn't coming up the way it's meant to. That looked better timing wise. Perfect. I'm happy with that. Save. Done. Save. Good Lord. Right. Now, that's that last little bit of tidying up done. So, I say let's do some drawing. There we go. Right, and what do we need for drawing? We need a pen, a 15-year-old tablet, and just some free time. So here we go. What do we do? What do we want? This is just the initial sketch layer, so where is Ultimate Ink? colour do we want to start off with? Really? Anyway. Let's also start on a clean layer. I need to clean my tablet, it's a bit dirty. Anyway, so what we're going to be going for here is, I was thinking something kind of sci-fi-ish. I want to turn on symmetry straight in the middle. There we go, this is quicker. So wants to be kind of those kind of spaceship sort of thing. Then cresting planets. This is a much easier way to draw things. And then with some smaller ships in the background. These might not need to be symmetry, but that doesn't look too bad. If not, that will be a good, for want of references, let's look at some spaceships. Just for some inspiration. Yeah, something like that. Oh, that's not a bad position. So if we had some, oops. Something like that. That looks not inappropriate in the slightest. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to leave that bit there for nothing more than the comedy value of it. If you're looking at thinking of anything inappropriate, I highly recommend you seek medical help, because there might be something wrong. Now, okay, let's remove the inappropriate object. And see, the problem is trying to design anything kind of spaceship related without it looking like something from Star Wars is a problem, especially right now that the mouse owns the stars. It seems the more companies purchase things, the harder it gets to do anything that is kind of original, because they will try and infringe on everything. If you are drawing something brand new from scratch, these companies will pick out any kind of similarities between their existing projects and claim it as copyright infringement. I don't know how personally feel about the Nintendo things going on at the moment with their patents. I personally won't be buying any Nintendo games for a while, because that is outrageous. I think that's an absolute travesty of a rule. Better. That's what it meant to be. Right. Let's turn off symmetry for now. Attack of curses all the tiny Christmas trees. Just to make everything seem a bit more spacey. Nothing says spacey like a planet with a normal number of moons. Circles. I suppose that's kind of what the circle tool's for. It's a lot closer to it's also extra. Okay, so we want some kind of detail on here. So if we click this, it could be using the symmetry thing again here. I think that would just encourage me to be a bit too sketchy. Actually, for the sake of the amount of detail that I'm going to try and put into this layer, let's go on. Keep that in place there. May end up, if I like this design, doing it as I tend to do it in 3D, because I can spend a lot more time making a decent looking starship in a 3D program. Have significantly more control and skill over things in 3D than I do in 2D. It's also, I find more realism in doing things in 2D, in 3D. also get realistic shadows and lighting effects significantly better in 3D software than I can like this. No? This is effectively what the planning stage of any design looks like for me. It's going straight in with a full design. I can then tidy up in 3D at a later date. So if you imagine these are all little windows or portals of light. Running along at much more even intervals. These are customary for any kind of star battleship. Got to have your forward front-mounted laser cannons. Are you even a space warlord if you don't have multiple mounted cannons? This is some kind of central hub, even though this being a book cover, there's a good chance this bit of it's going to be covered up by text or something. You've still got to prepare in case it's not. I'm not sure if the symmetry is helping here or not. Should we definitely be doing the shading on another layer? We should also be shading at this point in time, there's no point. just stick it on the back, haven't we? I haven't still got symmetry on, have I? I have. It's another benefit of doing this as a 3D thing. Is that I only actually have to make one chip, which I can then scale down to match. Shoot, actually, if I just I can technically speaking do here, but it just doesn't feel as satisfying. I can then just keyboard failure. I can't really see what. No, don't do that. Facing the wrong way now. Heading towards this planet. Right. Let's label things because labeling is important. Doing anything more to that for the time being now. We are definitely going to make this planet look a bit more interesting. So, again, being somebody who is shockingly bad at drawing circles. We're going to cheat. Can I not redo that? There we go. Select, modify, contract. There we go. problem solved. The same thing there, so we have a consistent line shape. Brush. Okay, so now let's go for some big line shaped designs. So let's turn off base sketch. It's not bad. Right. Going to be cheeky at the moment and add a mask to it for the simple reason that ring about. Total layer mask to everything. It does not pierce through our ship. Okay. Again, this is just kind of one, and now we're going to add some moons. Select again, modify, contract, apply pixels, delete. There we go. We're going to do the same again. I don't know why that is so large. We're going to add some just kind of smaller, finer details. I'm just looking at image of loads of planets at the moment. Just seeing if we can get some kind of idea through. Come on, thinner lines, thank you. I think we're all quite set in our mind that when we look at a moon, it needs to look like somewhat barren and uninspiring, just because that's how ours looks. But what's to say that other moons can't be a bit more lifelike or support life? strangely irritating me. Alright, again, base sketch. New layer. Select, modify, contract, delete, there. Okay, base sketch gone. New sketch in. Start kind of make them look a little bit familiar in certain ways. Maybe that looks a little bit earthy. I'll get more sort of naming. Just go for the standard. Too much going on to really see what it is. Of course, these so far are planets I've not bothered, apart from this one, adding clouds or any kind of movement to. As we do have to remember that everything is constantly spinning. Life is constantly moving. But this at the very least looks like the beginning of something. What do we kind of need to make it look a bit more, you know what I mean? So let's lock that off as well. This on the top of planet, right? Let's go on to a blue layer now. So what do we need? We need cloud formations. Let's have a look at some clouds. Or we could just start actually adding a bit of colour to make it look a bit more interesting. Let's do some colour first. Where we start adding folders. So we want the base sketch, red lines. We'll rename you to spaceship. I'm sure talking with a camera off is wildly exciting. So let's not do that again. Right, let's just want this to be in here. We're going to go, and just to give us a nice idea. Well, that's a bit too blue. That's better. Let's get close up to the edge. I'm going to pop you beneath there, just so we can help. Side note, I don't actually have, as of yet, a space style story novel or anything like that coming out. So if anyone likes this and wants it, let me know, and I'll happily do the finished thing for you. And again, this is the sketching stage, because sketching is much more entertaining to watch, I find, than watching me faff on more serious things like building a full-scale spaceship just to find the single angle that I like. Although again, I've made an assumption, and again this is purely based on my knowledge of planets being limited to primarily the one I reside on. Primarily. I've made the grand assumption that this planet is, like ours, mostly water. Doesn't have to be. This could be the other way around. This could be a planet that is almost entirely land. And water could be the scarcity. The problem when you have overpopulation is okay, speaking, we have an abundance of water on this planet. What we are lacking is land. And the land that we require. So if there was a society or a species that primarily required water or required land, or water rather, and land was the abundant thing, you'd have, well, probably not overpopulation, because there wouldn't be enough water to sustain, or you'd be drastically running out, or you'd be effectively the Nestle company trying to privatise water because their CEO is indignant and doesn't believe it's a basic human right, survival. Today they start charging for air, and should probably not be giving them ideas. There's been a conversation in Nestle, especially somewhere like that, these big companies saying, what if we charge people for the right to breathe? I mean, everyone out here just breathing free. It's disgraceful behaviour. Back in my day, nobody could breathe, primarily because there were a lot of cars pumping crap into the atmosphere. This took a very politically opinionated turn, and I apologise because that's not usually what I'm about. Usually about nice, chill, relaxing, fun times, but here we are talking about the economics of planets and semi-honor. And just a little bit of anti-establishmentarian rant. Quicker. But again, made a grand assumption that there's greenery on these planets. What if there weren't? What if this was more of a deserty realm? it's a spaceship, you know it's going grey. There seems to be a general rule for these kind of space things that spaceships must be grey or some kind of bland, boring colour. And again, it's all open to your interpretations. How you want your space to be, how you want your universe to be. Mustn't forget the little turrets. All of these things are entirely placeholders with a rough idea of something that may or may not come later. But it's fun to do, at the very least, some sketched ideas. If you're interested in seeing the final, I might do it, but if I do, it'll probably go up on Patreon. So if you like this and want to see the finished result, and also if you want some fun little short stories, some of them are spacey themed, but not for novels. Much more than the fantasy. There is currently I currently have several things going on my Patreon. One is, these are all released monthly. On the second Monday of every month, there is a noir crime thriller called Insecticide, set in a fictitious version of effectively Los Angeles, in the kind of 1950s-ish, 1920s, somewhere around then. I haven't really decided on the year, or I have rather, but I can't remember where I wrote it. Yeah, somewhere around about that time. Yeah, following a detective trying to solve the brutal murder of a praying mantis. Yeah, it's called Insecticide. Everybody on the planet, or every creature rather, is a sentient insect, or it's not sentient, a humanoid insect. So I think beast stars or something like that, but with insects. That kind of level of the term disbelief. That wouldn't be shaded there. Let's just move those keys around, keep pushing the wrong one. Here's the flank. No, let's just do it this way. That's why. Press, there we go. Gives you an idea of height as well of some of these things. The taller the shadow, the taller the building. Kind of start putting. Mostly shaded, I think. There we go. just kind of gives it even just a little bit of depth to everything that's kind of going on around here. And on that note, I actually have a meeting to get to this afternoon, so also just move off. So I'd say that's an hour's sketching. And I don't think that's too bad for a good start. It's kind of giving us a layout of the sort of thing that we could be heading towards. Right, and on that note, as I said, I have a meeting to get to this afternoon rather. Busy. So thank you for joining on this stream. I may continue this maybe on Sunday night, although I was planning on playing Silksong because it's annoying me and I want to finish it. I'm not even that far into it, it's already annoying me, but I enjoy being annoyed by games apparently. So thank you very much for watching this stream. If you do want to see more of this, please let me know down in the comments. If you have enjoyed this, any kind of support you can offer is fantastic. A like, a follow, a subscribe, all those sorts of things cost you absolutely nothing and will give you a lovely stream twice a week rather, because I do Friday lunchtime and Sunday night. And that's where you find me. If you would like to see more of the sort of thing I do in much more detail, more finished products, you can pop along down to the Patreon with the link below, where you can find, as I was saying, here's the schedule: first Monday of the month, monthly update, what I'm working on, what's coming up, where I'm going to be. Second Monday of the month, insecticide chapter, roughly about 5,000 words for a chapter, for an episode of this noir crime thriller. Thank you. What comes up next? After that, the following Monday, so I do things every Monday it seems, release-wise. The following Monday is a light novel style episode called Tavern Tales, again another 5,000 words for you, of a chapter of a story. Building up every month. Last Monday of the month, which varies depending on if there's 5 weeks or 4 weeks in a month. Last week, Monday of the month, is a short story chosen by patrons of Patreon, followers of Instagram, YouTube, all those sort of things. I listen to you, decide what you want, you choose, and I write the short story for you. Currently, we are working through messing up all the Disney princesses. So this month coming up is Pocahontas, which is already a messed up story if you actually look into the history of it. But we're going to be twisting it and genrifying the Disney version of it, having a little fun with that. And yeah, that's all for now. So thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching on VOD if you do. You can find me every Friday at 12 o'clock on Twitch and YouTube. Various links below, scrolling beneath me. And yeah, that's all for now. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will see you Sunday night. Yeah, TTFN.